like, bro, I don't see how you don't got the ring.
Hey, we here. We live. We live. We live. We live. What's going on? What's popping? We'll send the link again. We'll send the link again. What's popping? We are here. We are here. What's good? What's good? So today's topic is why you have to utilize your age. So what's that about, Kelly? What's going on? What's going on with that?
What's going on, fellas? So what it is that, you know, this world is a young person's game, man. I mean, it doesn't mean that when you're old you can't do stuff, but it's just like
Right.
You have to really, you know, utilize your time, your age. Time is age, and time is money. So the younger you are, the more time that you have to do things in life, right? The more time that you have to not only make money, but you have times to take more. You have time to take more risk. Like you could be in your 20s, your early 20s, your mid 20s, and you can gamble with about 80% of your money. You know why? Because you have time to make that back. You have time to invest in the stock market. Even if you take that loss, so what? You have time to get that money back. So I think that a lot of young people, they don't realize, you know, how much they have an advantage just because they're young and they have access to so much information that they can pretty much do so much with their time and their money. But a lot of them don't do that. They don't realize how much exposure they have, how much access they have to the stuff out here in this world. And the older you get, the harder it is to just do the most simplest things. And so a lot of people who didn't utilize their age when they were supposed to, as they get older, it gets harder and harder and harder to just do the most simplistic things that they should have no problem doing. And that's why you always find people who are older, who are they're like super duper unhealthy because they didn't utilize their age, or they wasn't taking care of themselves like personally with, you know, with their health when they were younger, or, you know, financially, you know. And this is what they say, but when you're 30, you're supposed to have, let's say, X amount of money. Let's just throw a number out there. Like if you're 30, you're supposed to have maybe about 20,000 in your savings. When you're 40, you're supposed to have about, you know, 35 to 40,000 in your savings. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they say you should have as you're getting older, right? Because you want to solve for when you get to a certain age, money shouldn't be an issue. You shouldn't think about being 65 years old, still trying to look for a job at 65.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like
real shit.
Who's gonna do that? You get what I'm saying? But it happens. Or you might see somebody who works at a job for 20, 30 years, and then they have to still, they didn't save enough, right? They didn't utilize their time properly. So when they get to 65, now they got to get what we call an ongoing career, to where you see somebody working at Walmart or Target, and they 65, 66, 67, and they're working at, you know, a grocery store. Which is nothing wrong with working at the grocery store, but you didn't work 20, 30 years of your life to, after that, go work at a grocery store. Now you're waking up with back pains and these different types of illnesses because you didn't plan properly, because you didn't take the time to utilize your age when the time was granted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Real shit.
No, I agree with that. I think, you know, what's funny is a lot of times you don't realize that till you're older. You're like, damn, I should have been on this 20, 15 something years ago. And that's the thought process, you know, as far as it goes, where, you know, after the fact, you're like, shit. But then I feel like at the same time, once you realize it, you say, well, I'm still kind of young, so I still have this amount of time. If I am able to live that long, I still have this amount of time to do the shit now. So let me do the shit now that I know I need to do, and stop wasting time. But Rashidi, what's popping, bro? What's going on, fam?
What's going on?
What's going on? So what's your thoughts on this topic, real quick?
Yeah, man. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, doing the right things for the right age is crucial. You know what I mean? Somebody that's 25 and is young, you want to maximize your opportunity now at a young age. Meaning that if you're young, you want to work hard. If you're doing a 9 to 5, you want to put all the overtime in, because that's the age to get ahead. That's the age to take the risk when you're having your 401k, having a high risk, high reward type of situation. You know, when you're 35 to 45, you got to kick it into hyper gear. You know what I mean? If you're in the 9 to 5 world, and at that point, you definitely got to make sure you're paying attention to your 401k, your Social Security, trying to get paid more money because you're running out of time before you got to retire. Then when you're like, you know, in your 60s, I mean, you got to make sure you have everything in line, because you got to retire, because you're not no spring chicken no more. So you can't keep up with what you used to do. So you got to make sure everything's in line, everything's in place. So that means if you're 60, right before you're about to retire, you may want to invest a little bit more, take more high risks so you can make more gains.
That's the real shit. And I think it's important for younger people, like, when people are in their, early 20s and shit, to utilize that, especially nowadays where it is. I feel like there's so much a bunch of ways to make more money nowadays. So if you're young and you understand how the social media, internet, whatever works, it's like utilize that in order to make shit pop. Because I'm thinking about if the internet was popping now, how, when we were like 21, what I'm saying, or 19 or some shit, it would have been a whole different thing. Because you got motherfuckers that's young now who's on the internet making like freaking 6 figures a month. This shit terrible.
We would have been stupid. We would have been making songs and putting them on YouTube.
Nah.
If we was still, I'm telling you, we was still 21. We'd be like, I tax baby.
I'll tell you,
y'all would have been the original Soldier Boys, yo.
Right.
Y'all would have been the one who would have broke YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Y'all would have been those people right there. I'm telling you.
Nah, that's crazy though, because I feel like it's nowadays it's just so much fucking shit that young motherfuckers could do that it wasn't around like that before. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't around. Look at these kids out here are making money from like screen recording themselves play a video game and putting that as a video.
Right.
Or streaming themselves playing video games on Twitch and just getting like donations or whatever. People just sending them money.
Right. Exactly.
Or whatever it is. Like that's a lot of these young niggas, they making crazy bread on that type of shit.
Right.
Like they'll play a game and they'll be like, yo, I discovered a secret level or I discovered a secret hack. And then they go on live, watch me play it and then donate to my shit, become a member of my channel, all that type of shit. Like, bro, I'm trying to show my nephew right now how to use his PlayStation to fucking stream to Twitch. You feel me? Because that's where the bread is at. Because half the time when I watch my young cousins and my nephew, when you see them watching videos on their phone or on their tablets or whatever, they're watching other motherfuckers play video games.
Right. Like yo,
watching.
Like yo, I'm looking up these niggas. This nigga Kai Cenat, who's on YouTube. That nigga
I heard about him.
Yeah, he makes $230,000 a month.
Jesus Christ.
And this
$1 million a month. That's fucking
fuck
crazy.
That little nigga. Fuck. Just joking. More power to him. Get your bread. Get your bread, boo.
And it is this other dude named iShow Speed who makes $12 million a year, or his net worth is $12 million, and fucking Mr. Beast makes $500 million.
That's crazy.
Oh my goddamn!
That's how you utilize your age. I'll tell you that much.
You know, it's crazy with Mr. Beast because his whole thing is giving away money.
Right.
Like, that's crazy. He must have some big time people like funding his whole shit.
Right. That's crazy.
You know what's crazy? Even on the other side of the spectrum, like somebody that's older, somebody that's about to be retired. You know how many discounts that senior citizens get on basic shit, like whether it's for hotels, whether if you're publicly transporting and you take in the city bus, your Metro card is cheaper. Like, you know, you get discounts on, like if you would go to see a movie. Senior citizens get a lot of discounts.
Hey, what age does that kick in? Because I'm gonna be at the movie theaters, nigga.
Well, that's a fact.
I think it's like 55% or 50s. I'm not sure what exactly.
Nigga,
That is like 55, yeah.
Nigga, in a good decade, your boy gonna be at the movie theaters for $3. Nigga, fuck that, nigga.
So that's definitely a good way that, you know, a lot of older people could utilize their age by just looking at the discounts.
So monogamous says, in your opinion, as we get older and time passes, it's always important to sort of reinvent yourself, add to your skill set due to inflation.
Probably an inflation of our economy.
Right. Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah, no, I mean that's absolutely true. At the end of the day, though, I mean that's the key thing is actually always trying to reinvent yourself because nothing lasts forever. So no matter what you're doing, it's always going to change. You know what I mean? You take us, for example, you can't keep doing this for the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? Every 10 years or so, things start switching up. So you always got to keep reinventing yourself, trying new things, trying different ways to make money and getting with the times and staying ahead of the game instead of just being comfortable and falling further and further behind.
Nah, that's facts, man. Because nigga, like, but when we first started, I never had no YouTube channel. You know, I just wanted Lucario to do all the shit, like, you know what I'm saying. And then sooner or later, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to start a fucking YouTube channel. And then we used to have one membership. Now we got 2 memberships.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and now we got this show.
Right. Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, everything expands, everything gets bigger. You know,
right?
Everything get bigger, bro. Pause. You know.
Yeah, but I think also too is just with the age thing. I feel like, people need to really like.
65? Fuck.
Yeah, like listen, people need to realize. Oh, it started 65, so you got a minute. So
I said, damn, got 20 years, bro.
20 years. But people really need to utilize their youthfulness, no matter what age they are. Because the thing is, like, even if you're a 65-year-old motherfucker, right? You're basically older than you're not looked at as young, but you're young enough to where you probably still can move around and shake and do the things that you need to do in order to make things happen, versus if you're like 90 and you can't walk or something, or you're having dementia, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you still have some time to make it happen. But if you are young, I feel like there's a lot of young motherfuckers who they have the mentality of just wasting away. And so what I'm saying is that if they take advantage of a situation, you feel what I'm saying? Then they have youth on their side to take advantage, because a lot of this takes energy too. Because listen, if you are younger, you got way more fucking energy to do more shit and to make more shit happen, so that when you do get older, you can sort of basically use what you did when you were younger to help you when you're older. You feel what I'm saying? It says, is it true that you have to surpass 4K views and watchers on YouTube in order to be monetized and make money, as I'm working on putting out more content and get paid on YouTube and other platforms?
Yeah, you gotta pass a certain amount of subscriptions, and you have to have a certain amount of watch time. I think you gotta have like 10,000 hours of watch time, or 1,000, something like that. I forget what it is, but you can look it up on Google. It's there. But yeah, you have to have a certain amount of subscribers and a certain amount of watch time in order to get monetized.
That was a good question, because I know that was good.
Right. But I would also say too is that, make sure you have, I think it's even better to have something off of the platforms, to like use the platforms to promote something you have off the platforms. You see what I'm saying? So just like we have rktrealestate.com. It's like, this is to promote that. You can promote your stuff. That's the actual thing that I feel like will make you even more money. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what you're trying to do.
I just got the thing. There's it. It says, if you want to make money.
Hold on.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So if you want to make money with video advertisement, here's the minimum requirements: 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of public watch time within a 12-month period, or 10 million public YouTube shorts views within the 90-day period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need 10 million short YouTube. God damn.
Yeah, because if you're trying to just come in on a shorts tip, they're not gonna let you.
They're not gonna let you, like, right.
Full length content.
Right.
You got to do full length content plus shorts. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to make shit happen, especially, the youth is tapped in to the whole social media shits anyway. So I feel like if I had like a fucking, younger son, or, you know what I'm saying? Or even, like your nieces and nephews, be like, listen, y'all motherfuckers are at the age where y'all could really, you know what I'm saying? Like, go in, you know what I mean? Like,
that's real.
Cause I remember back in the day, I used to take physical CDs, go all the way to Times Square, stand there for like hours to sell CDs. You know what I'm saying? Whereas now these motherfuckers could get on YouTube, or you know, on Spotify, all this other shit, make their music or whatever, make their videos, promote it. You know what I'm saying? Get their web. Like, it's like you ain't even got to really go anywhere. You could just touch all the people that's on the internet. Heavy. You know what I'm saying? Shit is wild right now. So, you know, it's a lot of different ways for motherfuckers to make money. And I feel like utilizing the age is a very important thing, because I'm like, you know, we at this point, like, half our life is damn near over anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I swear I be thinking about that sometimes. I'm like, half the life is
you and me both.
As an artist in the game, what are ways to promote yourself to a larger audience and crowds, especially when your followers and supporters are at a minimum? From your experience, as well, the thing is, you need to put up some bread, my guy.
Yeah, you gotta invest in yourself.
Yeah, AJ Lino, that's the number one thing. I think we need to do a whole show on that, about how you need to put up money to invest in what you're doing, because a lot of it really is, you know, what separates people getting from here to there, like to step the shit up, is really investment, which AKA money. You know what I'm saying? So if you was to throw in some money into promoting your videos, all that other shit, then that would help your shit, you know, pop. You know what I'm saying? That's the main ingredient. Because if you're lucky, you could be, you know, you would get something that'll catch on.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, even a lot of these people that you see, all these new artists that come out, they got motherfuckers who are backing them to and trying to make it look like it's, you know, some organic shit. You feel what I'm saying? But Miles got to head up out of here. All right, man. Yes, sir. So AJ Lino, just make sure that you basically add some money behind your what you're doing, and that'll help it out. You feel what I'm saying? That would definitely.
To piggyback off what you said, that's the key thing about whatever age you're at. Like, you really actually got to invest in yourself at all times, no matter what age you're at. Like, that's the key thing, Mr. Carter, like you just said, is invest in yourself. Because if you're 25, you don't invest in yourself, you're not going to do nothing. If you're 35, 45, 55, and you don't invest in yourself, you don't do anything. That's the key thing. Most people don't invest time nor money, and you need to invest both to actually get ahead for real.
Right, because any of these artists you hear, like, if you first, for whatever reason, you're on your Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and then you keep seeing such and such artists over and over, there's money behind them.
That's it. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? It ain't because their music's good. Is money by, like, it could be like, okay, these people like their music, but it's a lot of it has to do with money in the backing. So, and what they try to do a lot of times too, and this is what a lot of newer situations do, they try to make it seem like the artist organically made it happen just by, their music was good and it was grinding. But what if you go do your research, a lot of these artists that you see coming up are signed to this and this, or is managed by this person, which is all this money's behind it. So that's a lot of it too. You feel what I'm saying? Because anybody this is the thing. Somebody, I remember I was listening to this program, and this dude was saying that when it comes to marketing online, it's either you're going to market for free, which means you're going to have to grind heavy and put a lot of work and time, or you're going to market with money, or both. You feel what I'm saying? But what happens is that marketing with money a lot of times gets you into more eyes faster, but marketing for free is still good, because if you grind it out, you can build up the situation. So you can do both also, but it's still going to take either, you know, if you want it done a little faster in certain situations,
more money.
It's going to take money. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the part that's hard. And especially if you're coming from a place where you don't have the money yet, you're going to have to do the free grind mostly at this point anyway, until you do that. You know?
So in other words, it'll cost you either way. It'll cost you more time if you don't have the money. Right. Or if you have the money, that's like the shortcut. You still got to grind, but the money will substitute for some of the time. That's going to
Exactly.
So, yes, that's real. That's real.
So that's the thing. But again, you know, if you're a youngin who's doing what you're doing, you know, a lot of times you can utilize your age to get into these situations, because this is the thing. A lot of like, if you're strategic, and you're a young motherfucker who's into all of this shit that the young people are into, you can find ways to collaborate with people and do videos and fucking get attention on your shit. But you know, you just got to be able to know how to play that internet game to make it happen. That's really what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
man.
And then also, I think, well, a few things. One, I think that when you're younger, you should find whatever you want to do, find someone who's already doing it.
Right.
And then so that it's because it gives you somewhat of a blueprint how to execute it, and you could do it your own way, your own style.
Right.
Be someone who's doing what you want to do. And that's another thing. You could actually take the time to figure out what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to rush that process. I mean, don't take forever, but at the same time, really think about what you want to do with your life.
Right.
And find somebody who's doing that, and then, you know, like take notes and figure out how to get to the next steps to get to that level.
Right.
And also, somebody told me this that was so profound. They said, find someone who was doing the same thing you're doing, but they've been doing it for 10 years longer. If they look how you want to look, keep doing it.
Right.
But if they don't look anything that you, if they don't look any way that you want to look in 10 years, then maybe that's not the thing that you should be doing.
Right. Right.
It's the future. It's like your future self in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what she said. Will free grinding include freestyling on famous beats to gain a crowd and even or do cover songs that are popular? Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, that's part of it. And but the thing is that you got to be consistent. So you you do the things, you put them out, you do music videos to it, you repost it, you get people to, you know, you send it to everybody that you know in your inbox, you post it on all of your social medias. So it's really just being consistent with putting your shit out so that more and more people start to hear you, and then more and more people start to like whatever you're doing, and then you get your little core audience, and then you just keep it going. The issue though is that, see, what people got to understand is a lot of time the free grind takes a longer.
Yeah.
Sometimes, because even, for example, me and Miles, we've been doing the free grind for years. Like there's certain things we put money behind here and there, but mostly we do the free grind. Like if we wanted to, we could just invest a lot of money in promoting this video and getting this in different, like we could do all of that like that. Mm-hmm. But the issue with that is that at that point we're not really in the position where we need it, so we use it for other stuff. But we can if we want to, you know, and we do sometimes here and there put some money behind certain things. But the thing is that with the free grind, it's really about consistency. So if you're consistent over a long period of time, you'll start to see it grow. The paid grind though is good, but also, you know, you're not necessarily paying to you're paying to get more people to see you, but you still have to be talented enough or interesting or consistent enough to make that pay off anyway. Correct. You see what I'm saying? So just throwing money at something doesn't necessarily make it
success.
Right, exactly. Because you can get a bunch of people that check you out, but then, you know, it's just like, whatever, what does that even mean? You feel what I'm saying?
Correct.
So it's crazy. Because like, I saw this dude, I forgot his name, but so he had this channel and he was getting a lot of views, maybe like 50, 60,000 views a video. Mm-hmm. And he had a Patreon. He was telling people, yo, go to my Patreon. And I went to his Patreon just to check it out. Mm-hmm. And mind you, he had like over 300,000 subscribers. Every video he was posting at like 50, 60,000 hits. Mm. I went to this nigga's Patreon, and mind you, his Patreon cost like $10 to join. He had 156 people on his Patreon.
Wow.
And you see what I'm saying? And I'm just like,
that's crazy.
You see what I mean? Out of 300,000 subscribers on YouTube, and damn near every video getting 50 or 60,000 hits, and he only had 156 people.
That's crazy.
On his joint paying $10. So basically he was making like $1,500 a month off of that, which isn't bad. He's still making $1,500, but at the same time, for the amount of people that he had, you would think it
was a lot more.
Yes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So also another thing too is that you also have to utilize strategies to be able to get people to pay, because remember, the free grind or the grind of doing things in social media, you still have a lot of people that are watching you for free. So now you have to say, or listening to your music for free. So how do you get these people to pay for something?
Right.
So that's a whole nother thing too. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a whole nother monster that people gotta understand. That's probably a whole nother thing we can talk about later. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
But
I forgot the guy. I think his name is D1. He's like a Christian rapper or.
I think to do with the dreadlocks and shit.
Yeah. So I mean, his marketing was pretty dope. Like, cause he basically, I think, with his album, he's like, yo, just pay what you want to pay for it.
Right. Oh yeah, I know. There's another dude that does that too. This dude named LaRussell. Yeah. So that probably could be a new model, right? That people are utilizing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like whatever value you see in the album, you know, that's what you pay for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a dope marketing strategy, though. I think that was dope.
Right. And a lot of times too, they probably end up making more money that way too, because a person like, I'm gonna get his dude $25 versus, you know, usually it costs you $10, but just to support you, like, I'm gonna get his nigga $25, $30 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that goes in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's the difference between a 401k and an IUL?
Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, you know, Linwood, it's a couple differences. 401k, you know, is with the stocks and market. You know, stock market itself, and most jobs offer a 401k. Your 9-to-5 world. The IUL is attached to the Index Universal Life Market, and that's through an insurance policy. So the IUL is super safe. You don't get taxed on it when you borrow from it, so you know you can't beat it. The 401k, you do get taxed from it when you borrow from it if you're under the age of 59. So literally, if you got a job, they probably got a 401k. You're building up money, but you can borrow a loan from it. But if you were to leave your job and take the money out, you would get taxed. But the IUL, the same situation. You're building up. No, you can borrow from it. You won't get taxed. No money. It's 100% your money. You just pay yourself back. Right. That's definitely one thing, Linwood, why you should contact us. Go to www.rktrealestate.com and actually set an appointment so we can set you up for IUL.
Let's talk about that, man.
We also do Ross and everything else. But the point is, though, you want to have both if you can. But the IUL is super safe, tax-free money to make major gains.
Right. That's what's up. And so it's
great question, Linwood.
You said, what's the realistic time frame to fix someone's credit who has one collection on it?
Yeah, I mean, Kenwood, to be honest with you, like that's an easy one. I mean, you're playing around, Kenwood. Just go to the site and book an appointment. We can talk about it. If you only have one collection for real, we'll have you up and running and have you with great credit within a couple months, to be honest with you. But the first step is actually setting an appointment, because one collections, honestly, is very minor in the game. You know, one collection and you got a couple other things. We'll set up a game plan for you, get you where you need to go. But you could be rocking and rolling within a month to 2 months easily. Mm-hmm. But actually go to the site. I know you're a follower, Kenwood. So actually go to the site for once, book a 30-minute consultation, and we'll work with you and tell you what you need to do.
So this last question we'll say here, and then we're going to wrap it up soon. It says, how are TikTok influencers at a young age able to afford luxury items, or is it all fake? I can give names of certain people if you want. So the thing is, sometimes it can be fake, something they rented, and sometimes it's something that they bought because they got the money because they're social media influencers who's making money online. So, you know, it all depends. Yeah, I'm telling you, y'all be surprised at how much money motherfuckers be making, and it's people you've never heard of or never seen, and these people making millions. It's crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Says thoughts on investing in crypto slash stocks when at the age of 24, not fully financially in a position to invest. Asking because I run into many stock investors and they say I should now. So what's y'all thoughts on that?
I mean, to be quite honest with you, that's another good one. The truth is, though, the IUL, life insurance policy, is the safest route. At the end of the day, the IUL, with a life insurance policy, it protects your life, plus the interest rates are pretty good on it, and it's steady, and it's no risk, and you can take your time to understand the game and actually make gains. So you don't want to jump into stock if you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Stock people will tell you that just because if you invest, you're helping them gain money. But the truth is, the IUL is a safe route to invest in stocks, make real gains, and no losses. So that's the real best route to go, especially when you don't know what you're doing. And the best way I tell people, if you're going into stocks, crypto is not necessarily the way to go. Again, if you don't know what you're doing, you want to start with an IUL, and if you have a 401k with your job, start with that with low risk, and actually pay attention to what happens in the 401k. All it is just having a conversation with your human resource department of like, how does this 401k work? How do I gain money? And you can monitor everything and actually start to slowly understand how the stock market works. So eventually, if you got a 401k, you got an IUL, then you could jump into the stock market a year or two later after understanding how it all works.
And just to kind of piggyback off that real quick, is like you said, you're not financially in a position to invest. And because the stock market is risky, I wouldn't invest. Not yet, at least. Like Rashid said, start off with, let's say, I don't know if you have a 401k. If you do, start off there. If you don't, I wouldn't invest in the stock market until you have the funds to do so. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't want people to think that there's something wrong with investing in the stock market. It's not. You could actually make a lot of money in the stock market. One, you got to know what to invest in. And even that, it requires a lot of research and people who are experienced in that field. As far as crypto, it is a variable product, so you still have the potential to lose. You can still make money in crypto because people do. But like I said, you have to know people who are actually doing crypto and selling crypto to actually, engage into that. But I wouldn't invest in the stocks right now if you don't have the funds to do it, because we don't want you to lose any money. And if you are going to put something into a product, like Rashidi said, it should be a life product, because your money will be more safer that way versus just the stock market. Your growth, you'll see it better in the long run. But my point is, it's still secure.
Right. Real talk. So yeah, man. So you about to wrap this shit up. So tell people all the stuff you got going on, in the future and all that other stuff. Yeah, I know you have some
events, man. We got an event coming up January 20th, 1 to 4 p.m. We're gonna be doing live and a Zoom. If you can't make it, it's in the state of Connecticut. But the point is, go ahead into our social media pages, add us on. We're gonna be going live about this event. But more importantly, just go ahead and go to the site and book an appointment, man. I mean, all these questions y'all asking, y'all can go ahead and book an appointment for half an hour of our time. You only be wasting our time to go over what you need to get done from A to Z, from stocks to IULs, to policies, to credit, to real estate, how to buy everything. Just book the appointment. That's the main point.
Also, before we go, just to add to that, we're gonna be in Texas this weekend. So shout out to Monogamous Play, because I think he's in Texas too. So we're gonna be out in Austin and in San Antonio. So if you out there, Monogamous Play, hit us up, man. We could definitely link. Also, every month we're going to be having an event, and it could be in your city or your state. So we're gonna always let you guys know what's the next up and coming event that we're gonna have. So that you could be a part of it. Shout out to Mike Larry. He came out, like I said, last month to our Christmas event out here in New York. So that was dope. The Empower Your Finances event that Rashidi's talking about, that's going to be in Connecticut. So if you know anybody in Connecticut, let us know. Even if you can't make it, definitely have somebody that come out to that event. And like I said, moving forward, we're going to be definitely coming to a lot of different cities, a lot of different states to, talk about financial literacy, when it comes to real estate, when it comes to life insurance, when it comes to credit repair, everything under that umbrella, we're going to be talking about that. So definitely we want to see you guys there as well.
That's what's up. All right, people. So listen, man, appreciate y'all tuning in again. We will see y'all guys next week. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. We out. Later. Gone.